incredible forward pair. Dion Waiters is out there with Dennis Schroeder, and Harrell's in at the 5 spot. Now here's James. Passes to Davis. Good work defensively by Morris.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score. And that's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Schroeder against Beverly. Schroeder dishes to Davis. Now here's LeBron. 29 points for him last game against Houston.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds. Guys, can't forget about the fundamentals.
And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
Now here's Waiters. Outside, Davis. LeBron outside. And the rejection by Zubac. He gets that one. And so just over a minute and a half played. Here's Beverly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco. George with the bucket.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Now here's James. Here's Davis, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Davis. And we were talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he is able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
the
up.
NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
The offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, you know, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
Here's LeBron. Paul George making his last shot. LeBron passes to Schroeder. Shot clock at 6. From downtown. And again, no good by the Lakers.
And so far, the team just 1 of 5 in that rim shrinking.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Harrell up top. 14 points from him the last game against Houston. Great open look there.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Zubac. They trail by 1. George against LeBron. And George kicks to Morris. The pass to George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Morris, no good. Lakers have gone 2 of 6 in the field. Bounce pass from Waiters. On the wing, Davis, covered by Morris. Morris against Waiters. Over Morris. Waiters no luck. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 1. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Well, I mean, they lost their last matchup with this team, and foul trouble really plagued them throughout the game.
And they had a few important guys sitting there on the bench at a time when they really could have used them on the floor. They have to play much more in control here tonight. You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
James in the post, covered by Morris. And that one's good. James.
Yeah, hard to stop LeBron from getting in that deep. So the size, the speed, the power, the position. Two more.
Zubac's the pass to George. Tries again. And it's close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot two.
Paul George right now one step ahead of his defender, using the old pump fake. You know that one, Kevin. Pump fake.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And he makes the first. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
He's perfect from the line this time. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they had two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Here's Schroeder. Paul George making his last shot. James looking it over. Arrow high post. Raiders on the wing. Defended by George. Inside the arc. Kept alive. Harrell finds Davis. And the rejection by Zubac. And the shot is good.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Everly with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the paint. Leonard against Schroeder. Poked away. It's stolen by Schroeder. Here's Davis. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And we'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from him. Mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Well, Dion Waiters, the epitome of a player that can shoot you in or out of a game. Very hit or miss night to night.
Yeah, the thing about Dion is he's got a very short memory, Kevin, so he'll continue to fire it up there and try to make an impact in the game offensively. You're either on Waiters Island, where it's full of life on nights where he's hitting it, or it's completely deserted, and there's no point in going.
Checked in for the Lakers. Rondo comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4-5.
And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Waiters outside. Patterson against Davis. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Leonard looking around. And Davis sends it back.
Just a wonderful effort from Davis on the defensive end with that rejection. One player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Over in the corner, Williams. Pass to Patterson. Fires for 3. Williams can't hit. Lakers leading by 3. Davis in the corner. No good with the triple.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one. He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter. Great work by the team there to find AD. They make eye contact, and the rest of that is history.
Pass to Leonard. Over LeBron. And again, no good by the Clippers.
If he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And so here are the Clippers following the bucket by the Lakers. 14 feet away, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Williams. Leonard's got his second bucket of the game to go. The Lakers in the lead. James outside, unloads from 13. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Pass to Leonard. The dish now to George. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Lakers. Morris comes in for Davis, and it's Caldwell Pope in for Dion Waiters. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Leonard. Against Golden State, he was really on his game. Back to Williams. Right wing, shot clock at 5. Here's Patterson. It's hauled in by LeBron. James has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Rondo. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint. Still playing at an MVP level, LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Free throw good, LeBron. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
His dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Leonard with the bucket.
Hard to deny Leonard when he gets in that close to the rim. Too many ways for him to get creative to score.
Williams against Caldwell Pope. And LeBron throws it down.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 6. Pope loose. Sinks that one from the post. Leonard's got 8 points.
Already such a complete offensive player, yet every year Kawhi Leonard develops his handle just a little bit more.
Here's LeBron, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, LeBron.
Well, every night the competitive killer instinct of LeBron James makes him as elite as he's been. Of course, a future first ballot Hall of Famer, and a lot of gas, it seems, left in the tank for LeBron James.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Dan Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops. Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was. This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Rondo dishes to LeBron. Back to Rondo. Here's Kuzma. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
And the quickness and long arms of KCP, he does a good job of getting into the shooter.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Back to the action after this word. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vallanos. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
You don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Lakers 5 right now. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Rondo and Caldwell-Pope in the backcourt. And it's Morris in at the 5 down low. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. He throw good, Lou Williams. At the number of trades now starting to involve stars. It feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Leonard. Rebounded by the Lakers. James right side. And James throws it down hard.
Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Here's Williams. Good work defensively by Morris. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Williams passes to Jackson. And here's Leonard. 12 points for him. Shoots over Kuzma. No good again that time. Rondo finds Caldwell Pope, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Now here's Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Lakers leading by 16. From the arc. And Rondo with the basket on the assist by James. Rondo's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the Clippers call time here.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yes, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Some changes. Harrell, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for LeBron. The Clippers also changing it up. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams. Now here's Beverley. No points in the game yet for him. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, Beverly showing a bit of his speed right there, out of the blocks, hoping to get something on the drive on the inside.
Schroeder dishes to Rondo. Rondo is doubled. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And there's the pass to Schroeder. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Shoots it up. It's hauled in by Beverly. Clippers trail by 17. To Zubac. Outside Jackson. It's stolen by Rondo. Fast break. Here we go. And he finishes the break with the lay-in. Rondo's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, sometimes Rondo's a step ahead of everybody, even the coaching staff, especially on defense when he swipes the ball away like that.
Beverly, the pass to Jackson. Great D that time from Rondo. Lakers leading by 19 points. Down low, here's Schroeder. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got his 7th assist here tonight. Clippers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Now Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. Kennard's shot is off.
And he missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up. So maybe just a step too far.
And for the Clippers, they're shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Jackson passes to Zubac. And the wide-open shot from Morris. That 3 off the mark. The Lakers shooting in offensive execution has been beyond great. They're 63% from the floor in this game. And they double up Rondo, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. And here's what the schedule for the Lakers looks like. On Sunday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. 13 feet away. That shot is off. And the Lakers take it the other way.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Now, you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find them.
Now, here's Beverly. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Passes it to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And here are the Lakers. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
And the Clippers call time here. We talk so much about the stars in this league, Brent. Name some role players who, when they do get hot, they can be terrific.
Well, there's nobody better, and I think he's ripped out a page from Seattle's own Jamal Crawford. There's been nobody better in the last couple of years than what Lou Williams has represented for the Clippers. He's had scoring performances, Kevin, and you've been witness to them courtside, where it's just astounding that he can go and get where he wants to go and make the types of shots that he's been able to do. And this is a revelation because this is 7, 8, 9 years that he's been in the league, and he's doing this with such great impact and, thankfully, rightfully, been rewarded for it.
Davis is checked in for the Lakers. Waiters comes in for Rajon Rondo. Paul George is checked in for the Clippers. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson kicks to Zubac. Here's Morris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
The Clippers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach. Driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here is Davis. 26 points for him last game against Houston.
Let's just not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Schroeder against Jackson. 6 to shoot. Outside, Davis. With 1 on the clock, and it's Davis finishing it off.
That's a big-time battle from AD on the glass. You see the athleticism to go back up with it.
Caldwell Pope against George. Zubac in the post. Over Harrell. Zubac, that's good. Zubac has got his second basket.
Well, he seems to be in the right place at the right time more often than anybody that's on the court here tonight. We see that pay off.
Waiters outside. Davis. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the Clippers get called for the foul.
Well, you can see that AD was trying to bait the defense into jumping first. He wisely gets the contact and marches himself straight to the foul line. You take a look at Anthony Davis and his frame and think about his rookie year coming in so thin and moved around a lot by bigger, stronger players in the post. No longer the case, as he's put on a ton of muscle to that frame and continues to grow in the strength area along with his confidence. That's helped him out a lot.
Now here is George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Schroeder finds Waiters. Floats it up for Davis. Lays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
Yeah, just looking at this box score and wondering what Anthony Davis hasn't done. This guy's been on a roll since the tip.
And after just one season at Kentucky, the slight build of Davis was a concern in the NBA, and the question was, would his body hold up?
Well, he's answering the question to some degree, Kevin, knowing that it wasn't a one-year process to get stronger and to put on that kind of weight. That just comes with physical maturity. Anthony Davis doing a better job of avoiding places where he might get injured, expanding his game to the perimeter, and hopefully some of those things pay off for his longevity for his career.
And for the Lakers, they're shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. From 15 feet away, unable to get that one. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. George with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. George with the bucket.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Caldwell Pope against George. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Lakers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Impressive thing about Anthony Davis is just how much ground he can cover during the game. Has come into this league as one of the best running big men in transition. Still a huge weapon for him.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Takes the 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Waiters. Here's Davis, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Davis has got 23.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Outside, George. In the air. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. The Clippers have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Zubac. James checked in for Caldwell Pope. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Reggie Jackson. So it's the Lakers now. The pass to Harrell. Loads it up for Davis. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Now let's take a look at Paul George. Some stats on him. Coming off a terrific season. First in steals, and of course, one of the game's truly elite scorers with the 2nd most points per game in the league.
And as you said, first in steals last season. You have to say he's the best ball hawk in the league right now. It may not even be close. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Patterson's checked in.
Great sign when Patterson's connecting from deep. Everything for this offense starts to loosen up.
Schroeder passes to Davis. To the middle. Here's James. That shot off the mark. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Floats one up. Shot's good by Williams.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around. Keep it moving. Try to get an assist on every bucket.
James against Leonard. Here's Waiters, and then Waiters with the jam.
Sneaky quickness, allowing Waiters to penetrate through the defense to get the strong finish.
Outside for George. Pass to Williams. Back to George. And then George with the jam.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Now here's James. 17 points in the game. Waiters no luck.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
Here's Kuzma. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Lakers leading by 18. James outside. He kicks to Davis. And they double up Davis. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so here are the Clippers. Clippers trail by 18. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Morris passes to George from 15 feet away. Kicks it out to Leonard. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
So money on the catch and shoot. I don't know what the defense is doing there, giving Kawhi that shot.
Leonard against LeBron. To the wing right side. And there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by LeBron. James has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Lakers on top. They lead by 18. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 23 points, 2 block shots, and 6 rebounds. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
High basketball IQ, something Anthony Davis doesn't always get enough credit for. He repeatedly makes the right decisions on both ends of the floor. Not many big men can control the game the way he does.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, they gave up too many good looks. Look at the field goal percentage against them. This tells the whole story.
And that'll do it for us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. James in the post. Leonard's there. Nice shot by James.
Yeah, LeBron showing all the ways that he can dominate a game here on another level in this one.
Beverley the pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. And George kicks to Morris. Clock at 6. Pass to George. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And that one's good. Beverley
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
Schroeder kicks to LeBron. Back to Schroeder. Waiters outside. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. Over Morris. And Davis puts it in. Davis has got 25 points in the game. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. Passes it to George. Over Waiters. George, no good.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
Here's Schroeder. And he overshot that one, missing.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
To the right side. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 8 now on the night. The feed to George. Drops in the layup for 2. He's got 20.
It's easy to understand why Paul George is one of the top scorers in the league. He can read the defense, he can shoot it, he can get inside, and he's riding a hot streak now.
Here's LeBron. Here's Harrell, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. 17 points for Kawhi Leonard.
That's a quick move, and that's a soft touch. That's mid-range opportunities for Kawhi Leonard to cash in on.
Kicks it to Waiters. And the pass to Schroeder. Here's Davis, defended by Beverly. Nobody near Schroeder. Here's Davis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Outstanding job by AD to get close to the basket, get the ball in great position, and force the defense to resort to fouling him.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game.
And taking a look back at his performance at the line a year ago, a rock solid 79%.
That free throw missing. The Lakers making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Kennard's checked in. And he sinks the second. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Up top, Leonard, covered by LeBron. Great D that time from James.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Feeds to Davis. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got his 5th assist in this one.
Defense maybe got away with a foul there, but AD too good for their best efforts with that shot.
Beverly against James. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Rondo. A very nice season for him last year. Put up about 9 points per, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders. When he is in the game, a great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
And the Lakers with some changes. Markieff Morris comes in for Montrezl Harrell. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Dion Waiters. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
And here we go. Wow, hammering it in.
You always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
Rondo kicks to Caldwell Pope. Inside. And James throws it down.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Leonard. Here's Zubac. That shot missing. Great D that time from Davis. LeBron against George. And James gets it to go. LeBron's got 23.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Banked in off the glass. Zubac has got 10 points in the game.
Well, that's a nice dime from Patrick Beverly there, distributing the ball from the point guard position.
Beverly against Rondo. Rondo is doubled. LeBron outside. And James throws it down.
Nice to see LeBron have a straight line drive. Somebody fell asleep there.
Clippers trailed by 19. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Back to Beverly. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Caldwell Pope. And Brett, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
And the Lakers making a change here. Kuzma's checked in, and the Clippers with a change here too. Lou Williams is checked in for George.
One of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and in the golden age of scoring point guards, Patrick Beverly doing his best to slow them down on a nightly basis.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Here's Williams. Rebounded by the Lakers. Morris has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
He was all alone on that one. Kennard's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, this is the next step in evolution for Kawhi, showing great signs of improved playmaking.
The drive by James, and he banks in the layup. LeBron's got 29.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Williams passes to Zubac. Dishes to Leonard. Shot on the wing. Connects. The jumper drops. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Morris outside. Offensive rebound. Davis. Tries yet again. Morris trying to free himself up, and Davis puts it in. Davis has got 12 points in just the second half. Clippers trail by 21. Outside Williams. And the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got 6 points.
Well, even when you get physical with Lou Williams, he'll use that against you. Keeps his balance that time.
LeBron against Beverly. It's tipped. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight.
Patrick Beverly could do that in close, finds a way to get that one up, and you know he likes to score. It doesn't happen a ton, but he loves it.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Pass to Zubac. Back to Beverly. Kuzma against Williams. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Williams has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Although he's a little bit smaller, Lou Williams does not deter himself from getting inside and scoring over the top of the trees.
Davis dishes to LeBron. And finished off by LeBron.
And kind of par for the course here, right? Coming through with a solid offensive game to help them get this lead.
Williams against Kuzma. Left side Williams, and it's in there. 10 points for him.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
LeBron is doubled. To the inside. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Davis.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. Here's Leonard. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Pass to James, and the dunk by James.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Williams kicks to Beverly. Outside Williams. Five to shoot. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Davis.
Such a difficult cover for any defense. Lou Williams is adept at putting the defense in uneasy situations, backing them up quite a bit.
The first one falls. And the Lakers with some changes. Harrell, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Waiters comes in for Markieff Morris. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And then for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Leonard. Marcus Morris comes in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
Lou Williams and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team. Someone the younger guys look up to.
That one goes. Count it.
Nice pass there to set that basket up. And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Outside Jackson. No good from outside. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. We'll return shortly. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Dion Waiters. And Harrell's in at the center position. That's the Laker 5.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And Paul George, not a guy you want to send to the free throw line. Always around 85%, sometimes even up to 90 from the charity stripe.
And both free throws good for Paul George. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to.
Yes.
So sign me up
with
for that job.
With courtside seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin. And there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be two pretty prominent things that continue.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything really.
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted, and I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about the optics of the game.
Yes.
And right now it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt. First one falls for it. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. And both free throws good for LeBron. You know, Brent, something other major sports do, reseeding during the playoffs. So the highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds. And do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get it.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
George against James. The shot by George, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's George. Count it. Good. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you'd like to push Paul George out of the paint if possible. Goes into his bag of tricks to score that time.
Passes it to LeBron. And James throws it down.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Clippers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. There's the pass to Morris. Outside, George. Here's Jackson. Rebound by Harrell.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
And the dunk by James.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
And here's George for 3. Kuzma pulls it in, and it's the Lakers ball. They're on a 14-4 run. He feeds it to LeBron. Back to Kuzma. The shot from the low post is good.
And you have to tip your cap to Kuzma. He absorbs contact well and knows how to adjust his shot.
Raiders against Williams. High arcing shot. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Schroeder against Jackson, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Schroeder staying aware and excellent at going straight into the defense in order to get the foul.
That's good from Schroeder. Well, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win.
I'd like to see more.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
Jackson with the bounce pass. 6 to shoot. From deep 3-point range. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
And stolen by Harrell. Inside. And that one's good. Caruso. Caruso's got his first 2 points.
2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
Pass to Shamet. Green taking his time here. Clippers moving the ball around. To the paint. 5 on the clock. And that one, good. George has got 28 points for the game.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Pass to Dudley. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or 2, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further, to keep him around the culture.
Clippers have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. The 3 from George. Rebounded by the Lakers. Caruso, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Pass to Harrell. Over O'Quinn. And O'Quinn sends it back.
O'Quinn demonstrating solid timing there. And that's a pretty vicious rejection.
Jackson passes to Shamet. Jackson against Dudley. Back to Shamet. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Green, and that one drops.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Jackson against Schroeder. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Lightning quick first step from Schroeder. Phenomenal at throwing down that one on the drive.
Shamet on the wing. Here's O'Quinn. It's George on the wing. Shoots over Schroeder. They get it back.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Throws it up high. Stolen by O'Quinn. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Sweet finish from Paul George there. I like to see him get up to the rim like that.
Schroeder against Jackson. From the line, score the basket. His 8th, 8 for 13 from the floor. The Clippers shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options, qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years, and sometimes 4, when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
It seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, did I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Back to Schroeder. Got a piece of it. Here's Dudley, just 5 to shoot, and the jumper is on the mark.
That's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Now the pass to O'Quinn. To the middle. Schroeder with the ball. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Schroeder. He's explosive, and he's good at finding his way to the line because he uses that quickness well.
How often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean,
yeah.
You're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle. You're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does.
It sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I try to avoid that, Kevin. Quite
did
frankly.
you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Markieff Morris is checked in for Harrell, and Raul Neto is subbed in for Caldwell Pope. Schroeder hits them both.
The potential Schroeder has is pretty exciting. Such a lightning quick point guard.
Shamet, the pass to O'Quinn. Back to Shamet. Outside Williams. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Well, the in-between game is really nice from Lou Williams. Great at working his way into a place on the floor where he can attack you with a shot.
Schroeder outside. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in. Schroeder's got 25 points.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Right side, Williams. And good that time.
Delicate with the floater there, up over the top. It's like Lou Williams has shot that one before, Kevin.
And here's Schroeder. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage for them.
And it's Cook missing. The Clippers shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for LeBron.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Shot clock at 6. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Dudley. And again, the Lakers no good. Kennard, the pass to Shamet. Now, here's Green. Outside Williams. O'Quinn in the post. Second chance shot. The shot is good off the backboard.
Well, O'Quinn knows he's not going to be playing a ton of minutes in this game, so he's going to throw himself around in every position. Good job on the glass there.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Lou Williams.
Raul Neto at the line for 2.
First free throw is good. Both good from the line that time. 19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Shamet kicks to O'Quinn. Back to Shamet. Outside Williams. Over Cook. Can't connect. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just
don't care who scored the ball. You know, the ball movement was great. Everybody's rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotions. That's all we ask. That's all Coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Sí. Vamos a ir a ir con